EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for September 19th, 2022. It is Monday, back to work, and the Monday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Kinsley's Family Market in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Kinsley's is the world's largest ShopRite, and the ShopRite logo means they're all about food, they're all about savings, and they're all about you. Football is in full swing, and Kinsley's has all of your favorite tailgating foods ready to serve, including shrimp platters, vegetable and fruit platters, legendary wings, 6-foot hoagies, and a lot more. Stop in and speak with Kevin, their catering guru, and start tailgating today in style. They are Kinsley's ShopRite, located at 107 Kinsley's Drive in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania, proud sponsors of the Monday video forecast. So on the screen here, you have the European model for today, and there is a weak front associated with a system shortwave moving across New England today. It's just a weak frontal boundary, but there could be a little bit of some potent storms as it's on approach to central PA. So we got to watch our far northwestern areas for that to occur today. But as this moves eastward, it's going to kind of fall apart. Okay, and it's mainly going to be the northern half of our region that we think that are going to have the most activity with this. And the southern areas are going to fall off. That cold front is going to fall off quicker. And then either way, this is going to move through the region rather quickly. And then we get to this evening, things will start to clear out once again for Tuesday as we go back to mostly sunny skies here on Tuesday. So we'll get over to the NAM high-res future simulated radar. And I'm going to start this off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You can follow the timestamp in the upper right-hand corner of the video here as I move this forward. And this is what it looks like here. This is their cold front. Most of the activity is going to be with that short wave off to our north. But there is the opportunity for a few thunderstorms with this as it moves across, again, our far northern and northwestern areas. But this, too, will be diminishing and weakening on approach to areas farther south and east. But you can see the southern part of this, southern part of the state and southern New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland doesn't really get into any of this. This does initially, but the southern part of this line falls apart quicker. This is the latest NAM that ran this evening. So this is the trend. The trend is going to be generally north of 78 deal for most of us, but it might get a little bit, might have an isolated shower hanging on late in the day here as you get down toward places like the Lehigh Valley in northern New Jersey. But further northwest is where you would have any thunderstorm activity that could be maybe a little gusty. They put up a marginal risk, the Storm Prediction Center did yesterday, and I was like, what is this? So I wasn't really thinking that it was going to be really necessary, but the marginal, I guess, would cover it. I mean, there's really not looking at anything overly severe today. Maybe some gusty winds associated with this as it moves through if it stays intact, but we'll see how that works out. I wouldn't get too excited unless you're up here by I-80 for something like that to occur. And again, our far northern and northwestern areas will have the best chance for that. And again, once this moves through, then that's it. And then we're back to mostly sunny skies here on Tuesday. So beyond that, we have another cold front. This is one that's going to be on the lead of a trough. We talked about this last week too, because there is Fiona coming into the picture. But this trough is very important because it's going to pick up and steer Fiona or away from the U.S. mainland. We don't expect that to affect anywhere close to our region or anywhere along the eastern seaboard for that matter. There was some question last week, and I said once we got to this point and once we saw where it was, we'd have a better idea. So we'll get to that in a second. But here is the cold front that's going to come through. Wednesday, I think, is a sunny to partly cloudy day, and then when we get into the overnight, you'll have this cold front move through. The timing is not going to be such that you're dealing with severe weather because it's coming late in the overnight. Most areas will be after midnight going into Thursday morning. So we're just looking at scattered showers during that time frame. Thursday starts off with morning showers, especially in our southeastern areas, and then clouds giving way to sun as that front moves through. On the opposite side of that, there's a pretty deep trough moving in here behind the system, and that is going to give us some really cool air, and coolest that we've been so far. We've had a few troughs come through that knock temperatures back in the 70s. I think Friday is going to be stuck in the 60s, middle 60s for highs in many areas. So it's going to be a lot cooler than any of the previous troughs that we've had so far. So we'll have temperatures today, still warm, 78 to 88 is a spread. It's a little big of a spread there because the northern areas won't have, we'll have a little bit more of that shower and storm activity this afternoon that will kind of cap temperatures. But areas farther southeast, like Philadelphia, will have the opportunity to get up into the upper 80s yet today. And then tomorrow, temperatures lower a little bit because this is a cold front coming through here today, technically. But it's not looking like it's going to do too much of the temperatures. There's this one here that comes in on Wednesday night into Thursday morning that will really knock back temperatures. We're talking about temperatures back in the 70s on Thursday, in the 60s on Friday, and upper 60s near 70 on Saturday yet. And then Sunday will start to moderate back into the lower to middle 70s, like kind of 70 to 75 degree range. Still not back into the 80s, however. So we might, I don't know if we're done with the 80s yet, but it's going to be awfully close. We're getting into the first day of autumn this Thursday. Arrives in the evening on Thursday. So this is almost on cue with this trough arriving to coincide with the first full day of autumn, which is going to be Friday. So Friday will certainly feel like that, and then you'll have some pretty chilly overnight lows as well. So again, back to the hurricane part of this discussion. This is now a hurricane in between Puerto Rico, at the time of this video anyway, in between Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, and is expected to move off to the north and then be picked up by this trough here, like we alluded to last week, and is going to send it off to the north and east. It's going to pick it up and take it away. That is the forecast from just about every single model you look at. It's also the forecast officially from the National Hurricane Center. If I can get that image here. Well, let's go over to our Severe and Tropics page real quick. Just want to show you what it looks like. Here it is. Not a very large hurricane, but Puerto Rico. I don't have the right color image here. Puerto Rico is right here, and then the Dominican Republic is in its path immediately. It's kind of trying to split this strait here, and then it's going to head up to the north and east. And the official National Hurricane Center forecast does in fact do that, where it takes it off to a little bit to the northwest yet, and east of the Bahamas, turning into a major hurricane east of the Bahamas, right? And then it starts to recurve once that trough picks up. And you see this is very far away from any land masses here. Bermuda would be the only one that we really have to worry about any effects from a major hurricane, aside from the islands that are dealing with it now, which is Puerto Rico getting a tremendous amount of rain. They have most of the island, if not the entire island, is without power. And they're going to have similar problems here on the Dominican Republic as well. Maybe the Turks and Caicos will take a pretty good hit from that too. But looks like the Bahamas are going to miss the worst of this. It looks like Bermuda, maybe down the road here. By the time we get to Thursday, once that trough picks it up and sends it away from us, we'll send it toward Bermuda, and they could be doing some major issues there as well. So we'll continue to follow this, but I think we're pretty much set that this is not going to hit the United States, the continental United States. So we should be okay along the eastern seaboard. Maybe some rip currents. We'll check into that as we get a little bit closer to this. If this ends up being a little bit further west, you might get some rip currents or rough surf along the eastern seaboard here, but that'll probably be the extent of it as it looks like at this point. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for September 19th, 2022. Have a great Monday.